Hey there, YouTube fans. How you going, man? All right, so you can tell by the title, I finally did a DEXA scan, DEXA. I won't tell you what it stands for, but basically they say that it's the gold standard when you want to find out the body fat, your bone density, things like that, your muscle mass and all that. And I have been putting on weight very rapidly lately, which was really concerning. I am going to do a whole blood sugar and dumping syndrome test on Friday, thank goodness. 5 hours test to see what's going on with me, whether I'm just, my stomach is emptying too fast and things like that. But this news is very encouraging, at least. As I said, they say that this is the gold standard for doing this. So fingers crossed, let's get into it there a little bit. Now, I'm so big that they can't even fit me on the bed. You get scanned across like a high-tech, machine. You get scanned like a printer scans you, basically, like a scanner scans you. Very high-tech, very cool. And so I was in there. It takes about 12 minutes, they said to me. So what was that? My weight today is 152.3 according to this, and he just measured me on a normal scales, right? So anyway, but my scale said 152, and then I said, what's this here total weight? And it says 147.4, but he said that's what. Because we couldn't measure your whole body on it because you're so big, that's what was actually on the bed itself, on the slab kind of thing. So the lean weight agrees with the Tanita scales at the doctor, which is 88.3 kilograms, 88.334 grams. So that's 88,000 grams, which is 88 kilograms. That's great. So lean tissue percentage is 59.9%. Now, this came out with a 38.7% body fat. 38.7% body fat percentage. Now, at the doctor's, it was 41.4, I think, the last video I did. So that really made me feel a little bit better. So I'm very, very heavy is my point. And this is saying that it's not all fat. It is muscle as well that I'm putting on. And it says that the main area, surprise, surprise, that I'm putting fat on is my waist, of course. Android, they call it here, 43.3. Gynoid 43.6, which is hips is a gynoid and android is the waist, so it's 43.3 for the waist and 43.6 for the hips. So I'm putting a lot on my hips. The total bone density is really good, really good according to this, and I'm not surprised because I've been doing weights for most of my life. It's saying here BMD is 1.392, T-score 1.9, Z-score 0.9, centile 82. Now, I don't actually understand, but the graph here is, I'm right at the top of the graph in the blue area. I'm not in the red, so I'm assuming that that's completely fine. Basal metabolic rate, resting metabolic rate, 2,700 calories, just to sit there and kick over. That's why I'm hungry all day. It's very hard to get 2,700 calories in, just the bare minimum, when you've had a gastric sleeve surgery, which I did have over a year ago now. Okay, the other stuff I'm not going to worry about too much. But the good news is here. It says I did this DEXA scan way back in 2016 on the 11th of the March 2016. And at that time, what fit on the scales, on the bed, on the slab kind of thing, was 159.1. So according to this, they're saying that I lost that I lost 11.7 kilograms in weight. And so, but I was bigger, only by a few kilograms. Back then I was 91.763 in the lean mass kilograms, and now I'm 88.334. That doesn't surprise me because with the gastric sleeve I lost a lot of weight, and unfortunately it was good weight as well. It was a lot of muscle as well. That's what I whinged about. But baseline, the loss says here of total mass was minus 10.4 in my waist, minus 10.4 kilograms in the waist. The BMI is a joke, but it's 47, which classifies you as obese. Really, there's some interesting, I don't know if you can see that there, the body shape. Those lighter areas are visceral fat. It doesn't, somewhere in this data it gives me a visceral fat comparison, but the bottom line is from the last time I did this, I am leaner, and that's the good news. This also will break down with where you're putting your body fat, so whether it's on your arms or your legs or on your trunk, and realistically there's nothing you can do about it. If you want to lose weight, you have to lose weight off wherever your body's going to take it off. You can't spot reduce what it's called. It's called spot reduction. You can't do it. It's a fallacy. For example, you can't do sit-ups and expect to lose body fat on your waist. It's just not true. That's my body shape. Quite a scary monster. But at least it looks like my shoulders are bigger than my waist, perhaps. There's some hope there. Anyway, it's for a laugh. Look, the good news in Queensland, Australia, is it only cost me $49 out of pocket, which is quite amazing. For that kind of report, it's very cheap, you know. So that's where we are. So again, my point where you just freak out and you go, what the heck is going on with the scales? I'm really heavy. I don't really want to be this heavy. But the good news is it's not all bad fat and bad weight. This is a scientific gold standard, allegedly gold standard test, although Greg Duchette, one of the famous bodybuilders on the internet, on YouTube, says that an MRI scan would be 99% accurate, but you can't get this kind of report from an MRI scan. Which reminds me, my cheap Kmart scales are showing like 45.6% body fat, and then my Tanita scales were showing around the same, and then I had to change the Tanita scales that I've got to just a non-athlete, just a regular man, and they came up with 39% body fat, and this is showing as around 40% body fat, right? And this DEXA scan is showing up 38.7. So hopefully the way I've set the Tanita scales is almost as accurate as the DEXA scan, but all these body fat analysis systems that you can do, like you can do fat calipers, you can do hydrostatic weighing and all that, they reckon it's not all has error. And I think from my research, it's just gives you a guide, right? I think the other thing is measure waist, see how your clothes are fitting, although that's not always a good indicator. So for example, I have to have bigger shirts now, and I've taken photographs from when I was 137 kilos to now, and my shorts as well are back to what the size they were. But if you look at the photographs, there's a lot more muscle, is my point. So as I said in a previous video, your clothes might be bigger. Your clothes might be bigger because, you know, your body is growing as well. I think for people who do weights, I think it's very important to have some kind of measure of the body fat percentage that you have rather than the scales. This is what I mean. I've put on, I swear to you, something like 12 kilograms. I only work in kilograms normally because I'm in Australia. In the last month, it's like 25 pounds in the last month. I kid you not. But I was a bodybuilder, and I had been even a little bit more muscle than now. One of the highest, I've just gone through my data, and the fat-free mass that I've had in the past has been as high as over 91 kilograms. Between 91 and 92, at least 91, right? Now it is 88, which is great because I am nowhere near the weight that I used to be. But today it's around 151. I just was on the scales, 151, 152 kilograms. But I've lost a lot of body fat from higher body fat percentages that I've had, etc. I'm still very unhappy at this body fat percentage. I want to get down to 20% body fat would be healthy for an over 50-year-old male. And yes, I am still too high body fat. I know that there's a lot of complicated reasons for that. It's not a quick fix, and it may be something I'll have to struggle with the rest of my life, and that's just it. It is it. And I think part of the issue is this constant inflammation. So for example, there's a lot of fluid. I'm holding fluid on my lower extremities. I've got pitting edema, and I think all this fluid and stuff and this inflammation and all that, first of all, I got fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. But I still think what has changed in all that time, since I had cancer years ago, about 10 years ago, what's changed, and why is it that every day it seems like I'm going through chemotherapy? I think the answer is, my theory, and I've researched this, I think the problem is the titanium in my body. Now, I could be wrong, but I've got even more titanium in my body because the staples from the gastric sleeve are made of, you guessed it, titanium. So I got more titanium in me. There is, I have done another video on this, but for example, there is traces of nickel in the titanium implants. And I seem to be allergic to nickel on my skin. If I wear a watch, I get allergic to a stainless steel watch which contains nickel. I could be reacting to that, who knows. There's all sorts of research on, not a lot by the way, but on the ions from the titanium entering your body, and you get some kind of weird effects from that anyway. Well, it's not important because I can't just pull out, I think you can see the scars here. Yeah, see that? I can't just pull out the titanium out of my body, in the shoulder and in the arm and in the stomach. So, too bad. So sad. I'm not going to last forever anyway. I'm still around. I've been around since I had that bone cancer for the last 10 years. So, God willing, I might be around for another 10 years at least. And it doesn't matter. I'm kind of rambling a little bit anyway. The good... pardon me. The good news is I'm panicking about, oh my goodness, there's so much weight coming on. It's not such a horror. I am putting on muscle as well, and it's a scientific test is 38.7% body fat. I haven't been that low body fat percentage in decades, probably. Yeah, at least a decade, probably longer. So I'm doing all right. Okay, it's not a license to eat. Okay, never a license to eat. I'm gonna close the video on that. I do want to do another video, hopefully right now I might do it, on what the dietitian said about how I should eat with a gastric sleeve and with blood sugar issues. So I'll do that right now after this one, but I'll load this one up first. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Teach us out on this one. See you in the next video soon, hopefully. Ciao.